Welcome back to another installment of the 94 podcast. I'm Brooke Edel. I'm joined here by my co-host, Jim Bushy. I'm so excited to have the studio back again live here in CCX studio. I'm joined here by Jim Bushy live in his Green Bay apartment.
Hell yeah, brother. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Mid-November, just making it through just a fun, exciting time of year. You got Thanksgiving coming up. You got the holidays. You got Christmas, New Year's, all the holidays that you can possibly celebrate. What's that, Jim?
I have a rant.
You have a rant. Hold on. A rant? Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to let you go off. All right. What's going on? What's your rant?
It is too damn early for Christmas stuff to be playing on either TV, Christmas lights, anything. Let's get through Thanksgiving first. Why jump straight to it? We just had Halloween. We get our candy. It's like your childhood. You can eat your candy first. Then you eat your dinner. Then you can have candy again. Let's not skip Thanksgiving with all the good food and the football and everything.
I know. The Christmas, carols and all that. That's happening already. You already got neighbors that have put up their lights. I think that's typical, though. I feel like people are just getting more into that festive mood. Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. Thanksgiving is the forgotten holiday. It is.
It is, and it sucks because there needs to be a buffer from one extreme Halloween to the next extreme Christmas. There needs to be a little buffer in that space between November 1st to the 29th or 28th is perfect.
I mean, the Canadians, they might have a better setup for their schedule because they have Christmas a little bit more delayed in regards to, like, they have their Thanksgiving in October, I think, and then they get Halloween. So it's kind of like they do Thanksgiving first, then they do Halloween, and then there's kind of like that space between holidays where November is kind of just a quiet time. I mean, there's gonna be that Christmas holiday. I mean, I know a lot of people are getting Friendsgiving scheduled and getting that organized. So that's normal. But hey, it's not going anywhere. Christmas is a big commercial holiday, and they're going to keep pumping more and more hype, because they know that's the moneymaker. Black Friday, literally Black Friday was the end of Thanksgiving as we know it. Like the way that the Black Friday hype has just evolved over the years.
It's dead. The internet killed it. I mean, to be fair, if it wasn't for the internet, we wouldn't be doing this podcast. I would have to drive there all the time. We wouldn't do so. There's good command, but the internet killed a lot of good things. And at Black Friday, I feel bad for the workers because they were forced to go to work early on Thanksgiving.
Right.
And that's a plus, but the hype Black Friday, man, I want to get up. I want to go to one of those midnight releases. I want to go to midnight stores open, run, punch someone through something. I don't know. I've never done that before.
You're like truck stick, truck stick someone to get to the last electronic device, get an iPad, get a flat screen TV, get that wanted item, whatever it is. It could be a toy. It could be the last, I don't know. It could literally be that last sought after item that everybody that has to get it that year. There's always that hot item, where there's going to be people that are just going to lose their minds. And it happens every single Black Friday. I've worked in retail. I remember working at an undisclosed retailer, but I remember there was footsteps that you could hear. You could hear footsteps on the way to the register. and I felt like it was a horror movie. I was just like, all right, they're here. We have nowhere else to go. We got to, and that was like right when they released the iPads, and I think that
Oh gosh.
everybody was like, "Do you guys have iPads? Do you have those gift cards?" And it's just like, I'm talking to zombies right now. Like and some of them just got done with Thanksgiving dinner. And some of them just fresh from the bar because it was like open right at like I believe we opened. It was like either 5 a.m. So like people were just out in line from like
Oh yeah.
right at like 4 a.m. So like people were just out there, and once they got in, it was a zoo. That's what it was. Like that was the closest feeling that I could have had to like being inside like Jumanji, where it was just like,
Yeah.
all right, they're here. We got to deal with this storm now.
Yeah. But you know who's defrosting now?
Who's
Mariah
defrosting?
Carey and the All I Want Is for Christmas. The most overplayed
Mariah
song for
Carey?
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yep. You're gonna hear
The
that countless times, right?
most
Like,
overplayed song, and I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. I
right.
don't have to worry about it. I'll put it on maybe on Christmas, but other than that, I don't want to hear it.
Right.
It's so overplayed, especially for a retailer, people who are working in like fast food, people who have to work through this holiday, through the holiday. They have to listen to it every day.
Hey, some of our listeners, some of our viewers are those people. So shout out to them being able to provide the services to both of us and everyone in the in the nation, and also just anybody that is watching globally as well. We do appreciate you taking that sacrifice, time away from your family, your loved ones, to definitely provide that service. But just to reel us back in here in the 94 podcast, I know we just had that rant, but we definitely want to. I know last time we had Coach on, we talked some high school football. There was some more high school football action. The Prep Bowl continues. We had some great matchups. We had Edina, Minnetonka, but awesome. Like, and I definitely was so grateful to have Coach on and just being able to talk high school football and football in general. I know we talk college football. I don't know if you watched a little bit of the Gophers Oregon game last night. I know you said you were at the hockey arena.
Yeah, I was at a game, so I wasn't able to catch it. But I caught some of the highlights, and
Okay.
it went as well as everyone would expected, and the Gophers to get smacked.
Yeah, the Gophers got smacked. I believe it was like 42-13.
Yeah,
It was a lot to a little. Like,
it was an
and
ass whooping. That's what it was.
it was an ass whooping. Like PJ Fleck, definitely. He was quoted saying that it was taking a bite out of an elephant. I don't even think they took a bite out of a duck. In that game, because they looked outmatched, and also who's the Oregon? I'm just blanking on his name right here. The Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback, he threw for 2 touchdowns, and freshman Jordan Davison ran for another pair. And I think it might have been Jordan Davidson that had one of the most interesting runs in college football on a Friday night. He ran, I think it was in the first half. He ran through a group of Gophers that were trying to gang tackle him, and once he broke free from the Gophers, he was to the end zone. Basically he had all daylight to the end zone. And then the one thing that happened on the way to the end zone, he hits his hip while he's running, and the ball comes loose. And he's just like, for a moment, you're just like, is that really gonna go out of the end zone? But lucky for Oregon, they were able to get the touchdown confirmed, and it was called a touchdown on the field. But even after the review, it looked questionable. But I think since he was a runner, he didn't have to complete the possession of the ball, but he had the ball again, and then he fumbled it out of bounds. So yeah, But Oregon, nonetheless, they clean the Gophers' clocks 42-13. Not much of a game, really. And Oregon looks like one of those teams that's possibly going to be in that college football playoff.
100%. They look like they do. I've seen highlights, and they look like they are fighting to get in there. I think there's two teams we could definitely say 100% deserve to be in there, and it has to be Ohio State and it has to be Indiana. Those are two two teams that are like guaranteed first round buys. Like they're stuck there. Nothing's going to change. I think every other seed is going to be changing from here to the end of the season.
I agree. Right now, Ohio State is at 99%. Indiana's at 99%. We both expect them to be in the college football playoff, the CFP. Alabama, shout out to Katie and our Alabama Crimson Tide. I know you're going to hear about it. Texas A&M, they're one of those teams that 95% clip to make it. Georgia, 92%. So the usual suspects there. Then we got Texas Tech at 89%. And then we just talked about Oregon coming fresh off that win against Minnesota on Friday at 88%. Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. And we don't know if Lane Kiffin is going to be coaching at Ole Miss next year. He might be getting poached by Florida. You don't know if he potentially could be getting conversations with the New York Giants because Brian Daboll, He's gone. He could be at Penn State because I don't know if you saw the reports, but like they saw Brian Daboll outside of his home wearing a Penn State hoodie. So that could be some tea leaves. That could be some tea leaves.
It has to be tea leaves. He is a former football coach. He loves the game of football. I don't know the guy personally. I don't know his background. He could have gone there to Penn State. He could just be a fan of Penn State. So let's keep them as tea leaves because don't count your chickens before your eggs hatch.
For sure, absolutely. And then there's a lot of candidates out there for Penn State. It's a really good job. You're in the Big Ten. You're all right. Let's just make sure that Penn State didn't just hire somebody.
I didn't see anything.
No, I didn't see anything. Okay. But Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, he's a potential hire for the Giants. If we're talking about NFL jobs that potentially could open up, I really like that because his relationship with Jackson Dart, being his quarterback at Ole Miss.
Oh, yeah.
And knowing what they have with Cam Scadaboo, and guess what? Malik Neighbors is coming back. Like, that's a star-studded offense. That's a triple threat. And I'm sure Lane Kiffin, if he was to leave Ole Miss that for an NFL job, I think that might be it. I know that his dad, Monty Kiffin, was a defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers years and years ago. And Lane Kiffin has connections to Bloomington. He actually is a local kid to Minnesota. So that would be kind of cool to kind of see if Lane Kiffin could connect with Jackson Dart on the Giants. That again, that's a long shot, but I'm sure Ole Miss is going to open up the checkbook and be like, hey, Lane, what do you need to stay? Because Hotty Toddy, they want to stay in this playoff conversation for years to come. Notre Dame, your team, 56%. Marcus Freeman making a bounce back after an 0-2 start. What's that?
Doesn't Notre Dame normally get an entrance because they're in an independent team?
I don't know if that is going to be the indicator here, but like just for the committee, I think it's going to help them that they were in a lot of tough games. And I know that Notre Dame beat USC, so that's huge. Yeah. And knowing that USC was a strong win. And then they did beat Michigan State as well.
Yeah.
Who else is left on the schedule? You still got, I think you still have, do you have, you just played Navy, you beat Navy.
Yeah, we beat
last
Navy.
week. Who's on the schedule this week for Notre Dame?
I'm not sure.
I don't know if are they on off? week?
No, they're playing. They're the 11 o'clock game on EBC. So
Okay. Right now, yeah. Let's take a quick peek here.
they are playing Pitt.
They're playing Pitt. Okay. Yep. Pitt is number 22. So that would be a good telltale sign if Notre Dame is able to stay in that conversation. But they're at 9. I mean, they're at 9 with 2 losses. I mean, there's not too many teams in the top 10 with 2 losses.
And I think that those 2 losses are going to hurt them when it comes to crunch time. Like they cannot afford to lose a game here. They have to win out to make playoffs.
Absolutely. And that brings us to, I know tonight's game is going to be huge implications. Texas and
Georgia, I think,
Georgia.
might be.
That was a classic game. I remember watching that game. I think last year I was in Arizona, and watching that game just unfold. That was SEC drama at its finest, and that was the first time both two teams had met in the SEC, and that was the game that the Texas fans just started throwing garbage onto the field.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a bad call or something.
Yep, it was a bad call, and then it ended up getting reversed after they looked at the review. But again, that was just terrible by just university security just to allow that to happen, because that was literally just pandemonium. That everything felt like, okay, at any point there could be just a complete riot here because like I don't know. That was like an intense game. That felt like a playoff game, and I'm sure tonight's game will feel similar. It'll be in Athens, but yeah, it'll definitely have that intense feeling to that game. Let's see Arch Manning going in between the hedges against the Georgia Bulldogs defense, and to see what Gunnar Stockton is able to do against this Texas Longhorns defense. Moving forward, we got South Florida. That's another team. That team right now is scaring a lot of teams. I mean, like right now, I think it would be South Florida would be paired up with Georgia, and then the winner would end up playing Alabama. And I don't know if you're Alabama, like you'd rather face Georgia. Yeah, because you're more familiar. You know their schemes. You know their players.
You've beaten them.
You've beaten them, right? And also, like you are very familiar with like what to expect. With South Florida, you don't know. That is a wild card. You don't know what you're gonna get. I'm not saying that South Florida is better, but you just don't know on that given game day what could unfold in that game.
Yeah, it feels weird to say that Bama could play Georgia in like the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, yep.
Yeah, it feels weird to hear those two teams in a quarterfinal matchup. That's like a semifinals or national championship finals.
Right.
It just has that feeling, but like I gotta give props to like all these other schools, because every year we're not like, okay, it's Bama, Georgia. We actually have more schools fighting for a chance now. Ohio State's becoming that problem, but like there's other teams now like who are getting more and more like recognized, where it's not just like one team is, or 2 or 3 teams are the only teams you expect to make the championship game.
Right. We got about like 20 teams that could qualify for this 12-team playoff. Like right now, like we'll just rattle off the schools here. We got Utah at 36%. We got James Madison at 35%. Georgia Tech, who still plays Georgia. Some old-fashioned hate there, Georgia versus Georgia Tech. That was an overtime game last year, 6 overtime game, I believe.
8.
It was 8. Thank you for the correction.
Yeah.
North Texas, BYU, Oklahoma. They play Alabama today. That's a 2:30 kickoff. That's a big game. USC. USC still plays Oregon, and I think that will determine which of those teams will qualify. Vandy's still in the hunt with Diego Pavia. They're at 16%. And then you got Carson Beck and the Miami Hurricanes at 14%. And you got Tulane University at 13%. Virginia at 13%. That just got upset. Same for Tulane. They just got upset by Memphis. SMU is at 12%. And then Michigan rounds up the field of 20 at 9%. And guess what? They play in the big game against Ohio State. So right now, I feel like Ohio State is probably just feeling like, all right, we got everything sewed up. We just got to beat Michigan for our fans' sake.
Yes. No, you can't take these teams lightly, because if I'm one of these 13 and under percent, like there's still a chance to make it. Yeah, some teams may have just got upset, but there's still a chance. So you can't just go to any of these games and be like, oh, it should be an easy game. Now these teams are going to be hungry to get that dub, try to make the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. These teams are going to be hungry. There's going to be so much at stake in the next couple weeks before the turkey, before Christmas presents are bought. We got a lot to handle to until the dust settles on this. Right now, the early first round matchups that we see, and all these games are going to be on campus, not neutral sites. Right now, we have Notre Dame. They'll be hosting. Notre Dame will be at BYU Cougars, and guess what? Winner plays Indiana. So that would be a rematch if Notre Dame was to survive that game against BYU, which I would believe that Jeremiah Love and Notre Dame, I think they would get past BYU in that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Like, just catching some of the games, like they make some small mistakes that cost them, and it's gonna be when they beat BYU, they're gonna have to continue to mitigate those mistakes.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. You got to play complementary football, play as a unit, and again, just clean up all those mistakes, because those mistakes will just get magnified in this playoff matchup. Virginia, they would be playing at Ole Miss. So not too crazy of a matchup, but I would definitely go with Ole Miss being at home and just playing a higher caliber of a schedule. Winner would go on to play SEC number 3 seed Texas A&M. So potentially you could have Ole Miss, Texas A&M clash right there, a nice SEC clash there. And then that would move us to the next matchup. Number 12 Memphis Tigers would be going up against the Georgia Bulldogs. So it would be a 5-12 matchup. I don't know. This could definitely lead into. This might be a tougher game, but I would still go Georgia in a close game, and then winner would go on the road to Bryant-Denny Stadium in Alabama. So they would go to Tuscaloosa, or I believe. Those games are actually going to be the neutral sites. Though these are the ones that are going to be on campus. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think that first they go to like the bowl games and everything.
Yeah, that would go to the bowl games. Correct. Yep. And then Oregon Ducks are number 9 right now, and then they would go on the road to Lubbock, and then they would play the Texas Tech Raiders. So potentially you might have Patrick Mahomes in the stands for this game. And then winner.
If he goes back to that game, it's going to be a wild game, just because he'll bring the aura.
Right, exactly. Like he'll definitely bring the aura. And again, Texas Tech, I think they would be a tough beat at home. Winner would get a date with Ohio State. So that could lead up to another Big Ten classic if Oregon was to pull off the upset. I wouldn't even really consider that an upset, just knowing that Oregon has just been in a lot of these big games. But Texas Tech, Ohio State, that does have a good ring to it as well. But with Oregon being 9, Texas 8, I think that's a pick'em game. And then also these top 4 teams, I think any of these teams, we could see them in a national championship game. And I'm talking about Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama. Who do you think out of these top four will end up playing against each other in the Natty?
Sorry, who my connection got
No, you're
spotty
good.
there. What'd you say? What were the 4 teams?
No, out of the four teams, we got Buckeyes, Hoosiers, Aggies, Tide, Crimson Tide. Out of those four teams, out of the four favorites really in this playoff bracket, who do you see actually meeting each other in the national championship?
Oh, it's Hoosiers Buckeyes, 100%.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that would definitely be the Kurt Ciganetti versus Ryan Day, Big Ten Supreme. Who's going to be the big gorilla in the Big Ten? Who is going to run the Big Ten? And not only for this year, but then that's going to be recruiting bragging rights, because now you get to put on the game film like, hey, this is what we did to Ohio State. Are you sure, son, that you want to go to Ohio State? Because we're going to kick your ass, right? Like, because that would be Kurt Ciganetti's like signature like recruitment for any kid in Ohio, any kid that is on the recruitment board for Ohio State, because he is definitely going to bring that fire and intensity, just like any other champion would.
Oh, 100%. And it's the chance to say you beat Ohio State and the chance you say, hey, we beat all these teams. We are the best of the best. That is just such a good recruiting, like you said, a recruiting thing. Trying to get kids to come.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like playing NCAA football, 26, and you're trying to recruit a 5-star. You're like, hey, we could beat this team out as their class tool to try to recruit them.
Oh, no doubt about it. Like that definitely is going to just increase Indiana's like powerhouse. Like that's what he's building. He's building a powerhouse, and that's from the ground up. Like no one was talking about Indiana being a powerhouse. I know, like last year we had Indiana as one of our dark horses. I know that we both selected a team. I picked Indiana. I know. I'll admit it. I'll admit it.
Yeah. Keep pumping your tires there, bud.
Right. But we're going into this week. You got Indiana, big game against Wisconsin. They got to win out. Indiana's got to win out.
They're going to win this game.
Yeah.
Indiana's going to win this game 1,000%. There's no way Wisconsin
with a freshman quarterback.
3 points.
With a freshman quarterback, yeah. That's a tall task for a freshman quarterback to take down Indiana and what Indiana's got going on. They're 10-0. 10-0. It will be, I believe it will be at Bloomington. So it will not be in Madison. So that's
No.
And we got Heisman hype with Mendoza. I think it's Heisman Mendoza. I think the Fernando Mendoza, that's who it is. Fernando Mendoza, their quarterback, has experienced nothing but success in his one season at Indiana. And also receiver Omar Cooper Jr. What a catch against Penn State last week for Indiana to go 10-0. And that was a tight game. I think they were trailing 20-17 with about like 40 seconds to go, and then they score with 36 seconds left in the game. That was on third down too. So like they literally were down to the last 2 plays in that game, where either they were going to go to overtime or they were going to get that win. But again, Indiana right now heavy favorites to close out the season. Looking at the rest of, I mean, no disrespect, but respectfully, we're looking at the rest of the schedule here. If Indiana's able to run the table, I believe they do it because they got Wisconsin, Purdue. I know that's an in-state rival, so like it's going to be a little bit different because both these teams will get up and they'll give their best game of the year. It will be a visit to Lafayette, so it will be in Purdue. It will be a night game. I think that will be. Hold on. That might be actually in 2 weeks after this game. So they get off after Wisconsin, and then they play again on the 28th against Purdue. So that will just that will dictate what happens with Indiana. Will they be playing in the Big Ten championship? I think more than likely they will be, because right now what we got is Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon. Unless for whatever reason, if Indiana trips up today against Wisconsin and then they lose again to Purdue, very unlikely. But we're more likely we're going to see Indiana, Ohio State, Big Ten championship. And then after that, then that's going to help sort out a little bit of that college football playoff craziness that we talked about at the top of the show. I don't know. What about the chances that USC is one of those weird teams where they didn't look like they were going to be any good. I mean, they lost to Illinois, a tough team. They lost to Illinois, and then they lost to Notre Dame. That was one of their better losses. They lost to Notre Dame, and Notre Dame's number 9 right now. So tough game against Iowa today at 2:30, and then you still got Oregon, and you still got hated UCLA. So USC still has some work to do. They are probably an outside chance, but it does help that they sit at a conference record of 5-1. That's what's keeping them up right now, is their conference record.
Yeah, that's Sometimes you have a terrible year, but you're great against your conference. It's all you need, really. Sometimes is your conference to make playoffs. So they don't ask how; they ask how many.
Right. That's very true. Very true. Yeah, like it's coming down to it. There's a lot of controversy right now. We got the old SEC versus the new SEC right now. Like, it's cool to kind of just see how these conferences are evolving and understanding all the tests that these teams have to go through. The ACC chaos as well ahead in Week 12. Just a lot of great games to watch. Definitely make sure that you stay tuned because there's going to be great games all day. Like, there's none of these games that I would consider as a snoozer going into it, because this is the point of the season where you're just going to get every team's best shot, because they know that they have. Oh, again, shout out to the Chicago Cubs. They will be hosting Michigan versus Northwestern. That will be a cool game, a cool sight to watch. I'll definitely be flipping that on. Michigan versus Northwestern. And then I think on the broadcast last night, they made a joke. They said they should make this something that would definitely be memorable for fans to watch if they were to have one Chicago Cub on each team. Just imagine.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, just imagine you got Pete Crow Armstrong returning kicks for Northwestern, and you got Seiya Suzuki playing. He could play linebacker. For Michigan. I think it's interesting enough because I know there's a lot of Michigan fans that are Cubs fans. Same thing with Northwestern fans. Obviously, it's in Illinois, but they both share Lake Michigan. And I think that's just going to be a fun watch. It's going to be at Wrigley Field. Tickets as low as $211. A little pricey, but you get to watch football at a baseball stadium in the friendly confines. So if you're in Chicago listening and watching the 94 podcast, just know that's something you could do today. I mean, kickoff is in about 11 minutes. So definitely make sure that if you're tailgating out there, to go enjoy one for me. That'll just be a fun
for
watch.
Me too.
Yeah. Have one for Jim too. Have two for the 94 podcast. That's just always just a cool sports event when you're able to have that crossover of like having football in a baseball stadium is just awesome. All right, moving on.
Having any sports before we move on. Having any sports in another arena that's not meant for is always spectacular to watch.
Exactly. It's just cool that you're able to just get a new experience in a stadium where it's sole purpose is for baseball. So it's cool that they're able to expand it and just give the fans a cool experience, lifetime memories for many, to be able to take a game at, Wrigley Field, where it's known for just a lot of memories in the city of Chicago. But yeah, moving on here, we got some great matchups, as we mentioned. What do you think is going to happen, though, with the current role? Do you feel that James Franklin, I know that we were talking about Penn State earlier, but do you feel James Franklin would go back to the Big Ten? Or do you feel like he wants to maybe branch out and go take on Virginia Tech? Because there's rumors out there that James Franklin is in early talks with Virginia Tech for a head coaching job.
I mean, I'm not him. You're not him. So we both don't know what he wants. But I think I think he might want to try somewhere new. I think Virginia Tech would be a good one. But this is so early that who knows? Any team who's looking for a coach.
He's just trying to get in the building, He's just trying to get in the building.
Yeah, just trying to get a job.
I
You
hear
gotta do
that.
what you gotta do.
I love that. No, absolutely. It's like you can't blame a man for trying to find something new and a new opportunity, maybe a breath of fresh air. Because obviously, the time that he had at Penn State, he was able to bring that program out from the dark shadows of the Sandusky scandal with Penn State and understanding what was going on when Jim Paterno was leaving. You had Bill O'Brien for a little bit, but then Bill O'Brien left for the NFL, and then Penn State was kind of in an abyss, really. But then he brought them back into the college football playoff. Just last year, they were in the college football playoff playing against Notre Dame, your team, and they were in the Final Four. What more can you really ask for a coach? This year didn't go the right way, and obviously he's out of a job. But I definitely believe James Franklin will, land one of these coaching opportunities, and I think they're going to have a really good program at Virginia Tech, because Virginia Tech has just been known for having a really good program, going back to like the Michael Vick days and what they were doing. Just having quality college football program coming out of Virginia Tech. But yeah, let's talk some NFL. I know that we did talk about Brian Daboll, did talk about his departure from the Giants. I haven't heard anything
Jameis
else.
Winston starting for the Giants.
Right, exactly. Like, we got Jameson Winston. He's going to be, I think, first order of business. Mike Kafka named Jameson Winston as the starter for the Giants. So we get to see Jameson Winston with the Giants, maybe in a snow game before this is all said and done. That would be cool. I hope that happens too. And Bill Belichick, maybe a Giant, might be coming back. I mean,
he has the resume.
He has a resume, exactly. I mean, he did coach there under Bill Parcells and won Super Bowls there with LT. So it wouldn't be a bad spot to come back to. Washington and Miami, they will be in Spain. So let's just talk about some of the game action too. So that will be in Madrid, in one of the biggest stadiums in all of Spain, and one of the biggest spectacles
in
Europe.
On these international games, what do you think about that? What do you think about them, Brooke?
I think they're important to grow the global reach of the game. So I definitely understand their function. I just feel though that sometimes like the extended stays, they might not be the best for teams. Because when they do back-to-back, I know the Vikings did back-to-back, and that can definitely wear on a team a little bit, especially if the logistics are not like all the way up to par. I feel like there should be breaks. There should be breaks in these international games because I feel like every single year if we do it, like I feel like it does kind of just like get a little bit watered down for me, but I get it. Like you're trying to grow the global outreach, and I would be cool if it wasn't like, I mean, how many games have they played overseas? It's been like at least like 8 or 9 games, right? 8 or 9
Yeah.
games. Like if they maybe truncated it to like maybe 4 or 5 games, I would like that better because I feel like, all right, that means a little bit more if it's just more of like the 4 or 5 games that are like highlighted here or the hallmark games to check out. But this is cool though. This is the first time that they've had a game in Spain. I know the last week was Indianapolis and Atlanta. And think about that. Atlanta was just coming off of their London game. So that's what I'm talking about. It's like that just makes it harder for that team to get up for another game in another country. And I'm not trying to make an excuse, but I'm just saying like, let's just make it an even playing field for both the teams, especially if they're playing.
100%.
Yeah, if they're playing and they're trying to really be an ambassador of the game, let's just give them the fairest game possible where we're not having one team that is just basically just getting off their flight and one team that was just sleeping in their own bed for a week coming into the game. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying. Yeah.
I mean, you're right. They need to grow the game internationally, but like you also got to think about the fans. Like fans don't have time to go out to London or Spain. So like say the Vikings go back out again. Oh, when they were in London, like
They were in Ireland,
fans,
yeah, Dublin, and they were in London. Yep.
Yeah, the fans like if they were not, I don't think they were home for any of the games, so it didn't matter. But like if like Cleveland or who else did they play?
The Steelers. Yep.
Steelers, yeah. Their fans in Pittsburgh, their fans in Cleveland, lose out on a home game.
Right.
So, and it's not like you get all the revenue from the game, the majority of the revenue from the game. You also have to split that revenue with your opponents too if you're out there because it just
It's a
doesn't
neutral
help.
site, really. Like, even though you're getting credit for a home game, like, that is not a home game. That's not your own employees, like, your own vendors, right? Like, your
Yeah.
merchandise might be getting sold, but they're still selling London. They're still selling Dublin shirts, where that's going straight to the actual site. That's going back to the site, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a perplexing topic. Like, you want to grow the game, but at what cost? Like, are you taking away the fan experience of the hometown fan, where they may not be able to afford a ticket across the pond to go play, to go watch their team play in London or Dublin or Berlin or Madrid, any other, like, I mean, I'm surprised they haven't played a game in Australia already, because I think that's coming. That's coming. Like,
Oh yeah.
but nonetheless, we got another international game this week. We got Washington and Miami. Both the teams have been, let's just say, underwhelming. They're 3-7.
That's an understatement.
Yes,
Underwhelming.
understatement, right. 3-7. Both teams' quarterback play. I mean, obviously, Jane Daniels will not suit up for this game. We will get Tua, and we'll see what Mike McDaniel is able to draw, because they beat Buffalo going into this game, so they do have some momentum, a little bit more momentum than Washington, because Washington just got their teeth kicked in on America's Game of the Week, and then that was alarming, because it was just like, all right, now Washington, now you're about to go on the road, and now you're going to take on a pesky Dolphins team, where it's just like, okay, I really feel, though, that the Dolphins are rejuvenated after beating Buffalo, and just they got a little bit more of their swagger back. But again, it's one of those weird games where you could see Washington like turn the ball over from Miami and win the game, or you could see Miami just basically just steamroll Washington if Washington's not able to get off to a fast start.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's anybody's game. I think that will definitely be the telltale sign there. But again, not one of those games where I'm just like, dang, I can't wait to watch that game. You know. Unfortunately,
It's gonna be nice.
yeah.
Well, for at least me, like I can watch it because as people were listening or people who are watching, saw I had to leave my home to come to work. I had to work at 11 Central Time, and it's good for me. I can sit down and watch football for a little bit. I don't have to come to work and put my phone down or now I don't even look. It's hard to watch. Like I got TVs to my right here. They're blocked by people putting stuff against this plexiglass, so I can't see it. But so I can't really watch until I'm done with my shows. This game at least gives me a chance to watch like an hour or two of the games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. There's at least some silver lining there. You get to watch a little bit of that game, but then leads into the noon kickoff where we do get some divisional games.
Yeah.
I hope you get to enjoy that game because I know Washington and Miami, they'll just be battling it out to see who can at least survive. I think this might be their last international game of the season, I believe, because I think they might. Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be the capstone. But we got some early divisional games. We got Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. That's a wild AFC North. You got Chargers, Jaguars. This is one of those underrated games where I feel like it could be a good game. You get Justin Herbert versus Trevor Lawrence, two young quarterbacks. One is definitely having a great season in Justin Herbert. What he's doing with the LA Chargers, and we got the Jaguars that are just hanging on at 5-4, and unfortunately Travis Hunter's out for the season, so you will not see Travis Hunter anymore for the Jaguars this season, and this is a surprising early game. You got Tampa Bay and Buffalo. That is a game of the week. I'm surprised that didn't get flexed out to a Sunday night. But that potentially could be a Super Bowl preview.
100% should be.
And then you got Chicago visiting Minnesota. So will 9 make an appearance for J.J. McCarthy?
Better.
I mean, he got him week 1. He got the Bears week 1, and then the Bears. I know they're trying to get their lick back, and I've been hearing from a lot of Bears fans that they said they're going to travel in for the game. I'm like, hey, we might have to get up after the game, but Minnesota is favored by 2.5, so that's kind of a surprise a little bit because knowing how last week went, you would think maybe. Chicago would get a little bit more love going into this game. But yeah, we got 2.5 for Minnesota, and the Bears are 3-2 away, and the Vikings are an abysmal 1-3 at home. I was at the only win when they beat the Bengals. That was the Isaiah Rodgers game. We had the 2 touchdowns. So yeah, the Vikings, Bears, that gives me pause here, though. What are we going to see from J.J. McCarthy that's going to give us that confidence that he's going to be able to withstand the pressure that the Bears' defensive line is going to throw at him? Also, is Justin Jefferson able to get off any kind of funk that he was feeling from the last week and a half, and be able to get in chemistry with J.J. McCarthy? Because right now, you're looking at your record at 4-5. You win this game, you're at 5-5. You're at 500. you have a chance. I mean, we were talking about this earlier. If you can be really good in your division, you have a chance. So far, you've beaten every team in your division. So that's a good thing for the Vikings so far. But again, you got to protect home field. That's one thing that is kind of troubling so far. So we'll see if the Vikings defense is able to stifle Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, and DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai, Loveland as well. I think the new, I think it was a Colston Loveland that just got drafted out of Michigan. So yeah, a lot at stake coming up in the NFC North. Another NFC North team, we got the Green Bay Packers going to the Meadowlands and visiting the New York Giants, and that'll be Jameson Winston going up against Jordan Love. Green Bay favored, no surprise, by 6.5 in that game. We did talk about Bengals Steelers. Steelers looked kind of underwhelming as well on Sunday night with Aaron Rodgers, really showing his age in that game against LA. But again, it's without Joe Burrow, I can't take the Bengals seriously. So I'm
yeah, it's hard. It's hard without him. I mean, Flacco, he's a good catch, but like, it's hard. You can't take him serious.
You can't really consider him for too much else, right? We talked about Charger. We talked about LA and Jacksonville. I got LA in that one. LA is surprisingly only 2.5-point favorites, but it is in Duval, and we got Seahawks Rams. So we got the Cooper Kupp revenge tour. So he'll be back in LA at SoFi Stadium. And then you get Matthew Stafford throwing arguably to the best wide receiver duo in Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. And then we get another NFC West clash between the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals led by Jacoby Brissett. And Brock Purdy will be starting for the San Francisco 49ers, so some news there. So that game will be at Glendale, Arizona. And then you got Ravens and Browns. So we get some divisional matchups here, and then we get Chiefs, Broncos. Again, we'll see what Bo Nix is able to do. And knowing that the Chiefs are coming in wounded at 5-4, a great opportunity for the Broncos to establish control of that, at least that playoff spot they're trying to secure. And the Lions and Eagles will be the Sunday night. That will be a great matchup, potentially playoff preview there. And then the Monday night, this is probably whoever is going to win this game is probably going to hurt their draft stock. Cowboys and Raiders.
So this is a game I should not watch. I guess this is going to be so boring.
No, but the funny thing is this probably be one of those wacky finishes because when these two teams get together, weird things happen. I think years ago there was that index card that decided a first down for Dallas versus the Raiders. Right, yeah. So, and the only two teams off this week is going to be the Colts and the Saints. So this is a full slate of NFL. Just one game that's going to be missing from the schedule, but this is going to be a full slate of games coming up. Right now we're in week 11. We got week 12, and then that will be the Thanksgiving. We'll have some Thanksgiving games coming up as well after that. I think Thanksgiving is going to be week 13, so we're still 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving.
2 weeks out, yeah.
Yep. But yeah. Just looking at the matchups real quick, you got predictions for this week, and then we can bid adieu.
It's not. God, it's gonna be tough. I mean, yeah, I got the Packers beating the Giants, simple and easy.
Okay.
Though, give me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Packers will survive the Giants.
Give up.
The only hope I was going to have was if Jackson Dart was starting, but he will be in concussion protocol and he will not be active for this game.
Well, give me Denver over KC.
Okay.
Give me Arizona over San Francisco.
Okay.
And give me Give me Cincinnati beating Pittsburgh.
Wow. Okay, so you got some upsets there. Okay, real quick. Give me Lions over Eagles.
Okay.
Give me Seahawks over Rams. So we got Sam Darnold taking care of business against the Rams to take sole possession of the NFC West. Give me... Why not? I'm going J.J. McCarthy. I'm going 9. I'm going 9 against the Chicago Bears. So I'm back on the 9 train. We're going with J.J. McCarthy defending home field against the Bears. And give me the Buccaneers to stifle the Buffalo Bills. No one circles the wagons like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know. But the Buffalo Bills is normally the saying there, right? But
yeah,
I'm going Baker. I feel like Baker's going to have a good game there. But yeah, great games. You got Panthers, Falcons. So a lot of divisional games coming up this week. And I know the NBA just started. I loved seeing Victor Wembanyama dunk on Draymond Green last night. That was cool. That broke the internet. That was everywhere that I was looking. And yeah, we got a big game here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They take on the Denver Nuggets. You got a healthy Anthony Edwards. But God, my eyes, every time I see a highlight of the Minnesota Timberwolves, that lime green hardwood, like literally just frying my eyes. Please. No! It's like, we don't need that no more. We like, no. Hey, for the NBA Cup, can we just like have a normal court? We don't need to like torture the fans and have that bright lime green court. I don't know if you've seen it, but that was just awful. Yeah.
I've seen pictures, but listen, you know my thoughts on that stupid NBA Cup thing.
I know you're not a fan. I know it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick to get people to like, hey, it's the regular season and it matters, right? That's the gimmick.
No, you don't need a in-season tournament to make it matter. Every game should matter.
I get it. It's the sign of the times. It's the sign of the times where when you have so many games, I feel like the NBA would be better suited, and I've talked about this before. The NBA would be better suited to have less games, and these games would matter more. Like, look at the NFL. There's 17 games? We talk about them every single week.
Okay, but look at the physicality for each one of them, though. Like, football, you're getting your ass kicked every play. Basketball, you touch them, they go flying. Yeah. I went there. The physicality
is not the same. It's not the same. I'm not going to sit here and get into an argument about that. But the overall wear and tear, though, is still there. Over an 82-game season, both leagues, they play 82 games. It's still wear and tear there. You still have a long playoff going into June. But again, that's a debate. We'll continue this debate. But that's all the time that we have here on the 94 podcast. Really enjoy having you on. And again, the Dallas Mavericks let go of Nico Harrison. So big news in the NBA there. They let go the man that traded away Luka Doncic. But here we are. We're still here, though, on the 94 podcast. We definitely love it. And we do appreciate everybody that does listen to the program. Jim, final words.
Simple. It's great to be back here on the 94 podcast. It's great to talk to you again, Brooke. We could argue the whole time about basketball, hockey, football, schedule, toughness, and everything. Just say this: we're in peak sports. You have options. Use them all and watch it all. Watch it all. Enjoy it all. Until next time here on the 94 podcast, we'll see you at the TOP. And we're out. Happy birthday, Dad. We love you.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.